Hey guys, the Nintendo Doctor here, and we're gonna do a pickups video.
Russ Lyman, and I'm in.
And I'm GunitColima. What's going on, guys?
Did that work?
So we ended up getting a ton of stuff at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Show just ended. It's Sunday night. We got some really great stuff.
We're hiding it so you can't see it.
It's kind of amazing. A little all over the board. But,
Yeah, some high-end stuff, some common stuff. I know George was getting a lot of like N64 filler titles because he's trying to go for that complete set.
Yeah, I got a few actually. Yeah.
And I'm going to be eating a lot of top ramen.
Dirty looks coming from that area.
All right, so I don't know. I guess we'll bounce around and kind of show off some stuff we got.
Yeah, I'll start off with like the crappiest stuff. Amiibos.
Yeah.
We got the Yoshi Woolly World Amiibos.
Yep.
So, Friday morning we went.
Lucario. So
Yeah, we hit up Best Buy locally in Portland here.
I was missing Lucario, or me and my brother were, and the Yoshi ones just came out. So, do you want to
Not bad.
show something of yours now?
Let's see, an item to get. I'll show off this cool glass that I got. It's an etched glass, and it says Portland Retro Gaming Expo 10th Anniversary, and it's kind of in the Back to the Future font because they were going with that theme. And I had to get pretty much anything that was like Back to the Future related, so I picked that guy up. He was $15. Guy was real nice. We talked to him for like 15 minutes. He said he can etch anything on a glass, so maybe I'll get my face.
The 8-bit face would look sweet on a glass, especially if you're drinking a beer and
And
you're
it
like,
definitely
oh,
will have to
Russ.
say, hey guys, Russ Lyman here. Or be like, hey guys, Russ Lyman drinking here. And I was like,
Drinking apple juice.
root beer. We did go to a place where they brewed their own root beer.
Yeah, so
It was delicious.
we went to Fathead Brewing here in Portland, and that was the first time going for me. And the food was actually really good, and they had their own root beer, and it was really good.
Yeah, yep. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So you got the Back to the Future style glass.
Yeah.
What other Back to the Future stuff did you get?
Well, I ended up picking up a t-shirt as well that was themed to Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And it kind of has Marty McFly there in the radiation suit. Portland Retro Gaming Expo on that. And then I was cosplaying as Marty McFly throughout the convention. And I saw they had Back to the Future 2 hats. So the guy gave me $5 off this guy.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It's like solid. Like you can't knock it
I got
in.
a couple of these, so I'm not going to show them since it's the
Yeah,
same
George picked
exact
up the same shirt
I
too.
wanted to get that hat, and I forgot.
Yeah,
I-
a lot of people were having them, and they're like, "Oh, cool!" Because I ended up getting too hot cosplaying, so I just wore my vest and the hat, and it still looked like Marty McFly.
I did, yep.
And I got a poster too, just a regular poster, something small, looked real cool. He has like the power glove holding an Atari controller, and someone actually showed up cosplayed in this outfit as well towards
Oh
the
yeah,
end.
yep.
That's pretty cool.
And I think we have shots of that. I know I will for sure. So, because they followed around each other and hugged each other and messed the time continuum, the space and time
Yeah,
continuum.
We didn't blow
Nothing
up,
exciting.
so we were good.
You know, so we'll show some of the smaller stuff because honestly, has heavy hitters. So we gotta get to like we gotta get to like the we gotta get to the good stuff. So I got this for my sister, and then this is the other Portland.
That one glows under a black light.
Yeah, so that one's cool.
And it's a little bit stiffer.
And then I got this one. I got this one for myself, which is the Mega Man one.
This is done by Charlie Duncan. He's a local artist. He has a lot of color pencil and pen and ink. So.
And I was hoping you were gonna chime in because I couldn't remember who I.
Yeah.
I know I got the cards somewhere in like the stack of cards that I got this weekend. So we got that, and then I guess I'll show this because we all got one of these as well.
That's right.
It's the collectible arcade
Wait,
coin.
You got one? I didn't get one.
You didn't get one?
They were free. I might have taken
Yeah,
two, so
so-
I'll take a look.
Yeah, so we got these. I guess everybody got one for free. Everybody walking around, right? It was like a general admission type of thing.
Yep.
And then I got Hyper Load Runner. I like the Load Runner series, and so I'm thinking this is part of that series. I don't know. Some games aren't connected. And a cleaning kit for Game Boy.
Not bad. So I do some smaller stuff, I guess. Towards the end of the day on Sunday, everyone was putting discounted stuff, so I picked up for $5 Bad Dudes boxed on the NES.
I really like the artwork on that.
It's definitely cool. It's a little bit banged up, but once I throw it in like a protective clear case, it'll look fine on the shelf.
I'm not sure, but I think Mark Erickson.
Did he do that one as well?
I think he did that one. He did Strider and Mega Man 2.
He wasn't there today, was he?
I didn't see him all weekend. He said he was coming, and I had a stack of Mega Man 2s because I was going to get him to sign them.
Before you sold them or whatever?
Maybe.
Little added value?
Dirty resellers. Dirty resellers.
It was funny because when he grabbed that, I was like, I got the cabinet for that. I was like, I don't need no stinking NES on Bad Dudes game.
But when I bought it, they said, I hope you saved the president.
Let's see a couple of other small things here. Well, we got some N64 stuff, even not even really worth mentioning. WrestleMania 2000 Knife Edge.
Oh.
And, what is that? Lamborghini?
Yeah.
So
racing game.
I didn't have these. It's going to go towards our complete set. Nightmare Creatures, which I got a really good deal at, what's the name of that store?
Video Game Wizards.
Video Game Wizards, which it was a little bit more, and then the guy, he remembered me from when we visited the store prior to the show, and he was like, oh, cool, and he gave me a better deal on it.
Yeah. So Wizards is one of the big sponsors for the PRGE every year, and they're my favorite local retro shop, and they hooked up George pretty good.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
Nice.
And then I got these two here, which is Mega Man and Proto Man, which is a great deal. $7?
For both, right? Or it was 7 apiece? No, yeah, seven apiece.
7 apiece.
Because I was like, the frame alone's probably like $3 or $4.
That's what we figured, yeah. So.
And they had one.
Cool. And I kind of like Mega Man. I mean, I was looking for some Mega Man stuff.
You didn't go back. They had the. It was like a 10x10.
Oh yeah.
With all the bosses.
And it was $80, and they're like, we'll ship it to you. And he's like, and we got 2 of them. If you feel like you want to offer us something, come back and offer. But it's really bulky and big, and so I was like, as it is, I'm gonna do like magic to put this stuff in my suitcase and stuff. So. And I think that's it, Robert. Maybe you can show off one of yours. Oh wait, hold on. And Russ got me this at your show.
No, I had picked it up. One of my buddies that I follow has a clothing line called Fed Clothing, and I bought it a while ago, and I had shipped the Nintendo Doctor the wrong shirt. So I had to bring him the right shirt when I came here.
So Fedlands, that's pretty cool.
Instead of Borderlands.
The font and then got this little dude right here. But yeah. So thanks, Russ.
Cool. Hey, no problem.
All right. Oh, I ended up actually getting one NES game I needed for the collection.
Okay.
And cool story. So this is Gargoyles 2, it's the quest, and pretty much someone traded me this and a small stack of money to take it from them, and which is always good, right? So a couple weeks ago, I was at the Vancouver Retro Toy Show for PRGE, and I was repping for them, and I was handing out flyers and inviting people to come out to the show. Well, someone came out to me, and they had a boxed Metal Gear for
Game Boy Color, I think.
Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And I was the only one selling retro games, and he sold it to me at a really, really good price.
Okay.
And I was able to trade that for a game I do actually want to play, and it's going in the collection.
That's
I'm
cool.
going for a complete collection. And to make up the difference, I got some cash, so someone basically paid me to take this game from them.
There we go. Fun stories like that.
I was there when it happened, actually. Yeah. I kept going back to that place to see if I can get them to go down on stuff.
Yeah.
It was not going to happen.
No. Let's see, some other common stuff that I picked up. I have the second one. Oh, you want to jump onto that?
No.
PlayStation White controller.
I wanted to get it out of the way before you got going. Cause...
Not on the PlayStation. I picked up the first ActRaiser. I had the second one, and I enjoyed that one, so I needed the first one. It was $20. And I've been looking for it for a while. I never see it in the wild. Never comes to my store. I said it's like a hybrid between like a side-scrolling beat 'em up and like a Sims game.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You were okay.
I should have sold that with my sign.
That's true.
That would have been an added little touch, and then we could have signed it. And you could have been like, it was signed by
people.
The Frat Pack.
Then I picked up for $10 with the manual box and everything, Dino Wars on the NES. It says it has a rip in the manual. But that's all right. I could always get an upgrade down the road. Really cool game. You play as like a cyborg robot, and you actually jump into like a dinosaur and ride him. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's fun.
It's fun though.
Very 80s.
And then this is, I think, one of the first games I picked up when we got there. For the Super Nintendo, one of my favorite games is Batman Returns, complete in box. I have it loose, so I'll probably be getting rid of that
That's
copy.
a cool game to have complete in box.
Yeah, I'm a real big Batman fan, and I have Batman Returns on the Nintendo as well. So it's like, if I get it complete in box, look that much nicer. Cool.
I got a couple of things here that I kind of just got in sort of a little open trade, kind of, with the doc here. And then with somebody that I met, I think Cartidge Canuck was his name.
Okay.
Out of Canada. And so the first few things are Super Spike Volleyball, Madden NFL 94, and Troy Aikman Football, which Ribba Chicken, my little brother, he actually likes.
Collecting boxes.
Yeah, he likes his games in box. I don't. I have no preference, but he really likes it, so I was like, I'll take them. And then
I got those because they're donor cards, so I always need those.
Yeah.
They become better games.
And so then the doc, he made a mistake. He kind of offered for me to dig into a couple of boxes, and he's like, yeah, whatever you have in there, just let me know, and then we'll figure it out later.
Okay.
So I found Rockman X and Rockman Soccer. Rockman X, he didn't really have a problem with. He's like, oh, yeah, cool. And then later on, I find this one. And when I show him, I'm like, I pull it out of the box, and he's like, what is it? And I show it to him, he's like, that one's mine.
I don't have that in English, so that's why I was like,
neither
I'm
do
not
I.
going to play it.
Yeah, so he said, I'm not going to play it. Take it, and so I'll make sure to repay that kindness. And then Cartidge Canuck, along with this and some other stuff, I got Rockman X, which kind of
that kind of completes that.
Completes
completes that set kind of. Rockman X2 and Rockman 7, which I almost got all the games, the Rockman games, but they were a little too pricey, so I'll just probably hold off on that.
Cool. So should I jump into something?
Yeah.
I got some stuff. I got some smaller things.
I guess you do.
Yeah. So I really like show exclusives, like anything that says I was at this event.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like my one piece of I can look back at.
The memorabilia aspect of it.
So for this year, there was 2 games. I got Atari 2600 Smash It Up, and this is a one-player Atari game featuring the PRGE, and the other one is PRGE X. And in this game, you, I believe, try to get to the show, and everything's trying to stop you.
I was very close to picking that up because of the cover, because it has.
So you're like this awesome blob getting shot at by other blobs, and just like
Yeah. So this is done by Lost Classics. Chris Trumune's local to Portland. He's been doing repros for years and years, and he actually designed these 2 games for the show. So I always think that's cool. Last year he had 2 games, and these are going to go in my show collection of things I attend and I like having.
And that one actually says PRGE on the back. So
that's PRGE in the back.
Cool.
So on the screen.
And that one has it in the name, of course. So
that one has it in the name.
Oh, that one's 2 players. Cool.
And there's some other show exclusives we got too.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, we got some too.
We could probably jump into it when we got right to the show. We started talking with the gentleman that's a part of a great organization that helps kids. I don't know too much about it. I know they were talking about it throughout the convention, and there's a lot of donation going towards it. I believe he works for him now.
Yeah. So most people are familiar with John Hancock. He's on Metal Jesus channel and other channels, and John's a great guy. He puts on Cowlitz Gamers for Kids, and that happens earlier in the year, and all that money he raises goes towards that, and it's helping abused and neglected children in the local area. And he had a game made that I helped out just a little bit with, and we picked up copies.
Yeah, we ended up having him sign it. I picked up the Sega CD version of it. It's number 13 of 40, Code Eliminator. It's pretty much a very slow-paced shooter. Yeah, George picked up the Sega regular Sega version.
Yeah, the Genesis.
They came with a manual in there. We got his card. And you play actually as his head in the sunglasses. I don't know if you really see it there, but pretty cool. We played it a little bit. Yeah, it came with a little alien thing.
But yeah, anyways, we got it signed by him. I mean, he's a really humble dude. He's a really nice guy. He's got one of the biggest collections around.
I think he has 27 complete collections.
27 complete collections. So I think the channel Luigi Freakout, they did a collection video of his collection, and so if you guys want to check it out, it really is amazing. It really is. So
he's a cool dude. I got mentioned in the manual also.
Oh, I was going to say that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was pretty cool. And at the auction, he had a special edition that they sold, and it had his signature hat and glasses there.
Oh,
They
that's
came
right.
with his hat and
the girl was
glasses.
wearing them whenever they auctioned it off. That's right.
Yeah.
That was cool. And it went for, I think, like a couple $100, and that all went to charity.
And another auction item, Nintendo Age ended up doing a NWC cart for PRGE, numbered I think 1 to 10, and they were auctioning off number 4, and I ended up picking that up at the auction. I did it for a $300 donation for CJack, and I had a lot of fun. I usually pick up the event exclusives. This year they didn't have the Tetris World Championship cart, so the money I set aside for that, instead of going to the Tetris company or going towards PRGE to help run it, it's going to Calitz, and I had a lot of fun bidding against it.
Well, I was over there. I've never bid on something so high, so I was sitting there like,
Hope I get it. I was gonna get it. There was.
I'm like,
no
I'm
ways
sitting
about it.
like
You went
4
to
people
boss
down
status,
from this
and he was
dude.
just like holding the card up. It's like, not coming down. I
People
will
kept
take
bidding.
it.
I was just like, nope, it's coming home with me.
All right, so you want to save that one, or you want to go ahead and...
Let me do this one. This is the other NWC cart that was done.
Oh, okay.
So Retro USB with Nintendo Age did a 25th anniversary of the NWC cart.
Yep.
It's blacked out. And they modded the ROM, so when you play the first level of the Super Mario 1, you're playing at night.
Yeah, instead of like regular daytime, so that's why it reflects the black
black.
cart.
Is this something they just have... Was this a special cart, or is this something you can just buy this cartridge
You can't buy this cartridge.
Oh, you can't?
Right. They're
Oh.
not releasing the modded ROM out, but it's really cool. I got to talk again with Thor and hang out with him for a bit. So Thor signed it, and Robin signed it, so the first and third place. And there's a limited run. I think they're only doing 250, and it was a $100 donation to get one of these. So
Awesome. Definitely a cool collectible.
yeah.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I want to say it was 2013, they did a Portland PRG exclusive NWC cart. It's green, hollow, and that's the last time I got to see Thor and hang out. He signed that, so did Robin, and right now it's going for like pushing 500, and that was a lot cheaper than this.
Wow.
So
Where is
Definitely
the second place person? Did they just never show up? Or?
I don't think they show up. Like, he's still around, but
okay.
he's not involved in the community anymore.
Oh, okay.
So I got 2 NWC carts, 2 repro carts.
That's cool. That's very cool. So I got some homebrews, I guess. This one is Battle Kit 2. After suffering through the first one and beating it, it only took me about a year. I finally decided that I needed to get this one. And also it was a little bit cheaper, so if I'm going to put myself through that pain, I got it at like a $5 discount, I think, minus shipping as well. So
Yeah, you won my early contest for the first one.
I did. He had 2, and he had 2 extra ones, and he said, I'm going to send you one, and then I'm giving one away for the contest. And I was like, well, why don't you wait? And then he rigged it so that I would. No. No, then I actually happened to win the contest, and I got it, so it worked out. And then the second homebrew that I got was the Rise of Amondos?
I can't even pronounce it.
Is it that a D?
That's an AMONDUS.
The Rise of Almond.
Amondos.
Amondos.
Something like that.
Yeah, so the Rise of Amondos, they said it's a shooter.
Yeah, it's a
Right,
shooter.
correct?
Basically, I'll jump into my pickup to kind of...
Yes.
Because I also picked up that game. But I also picked up the Mad Wizard. And now the Mad Wizard came out first, and this game is apparently a prequel.
You got that one too?
The doctor picked it up too. So we all got a copy of this one. Basically, I guess the end boss in this game, you play as in this game.
Yeah.
As like a shooter.
Cool.
And the Mad Wizard pretty much plays like a platformer, except you can't jump. You can levitate, and you upgrade your levitation of how high you can go and far.
How many pixels and stuff?
And the carts are awesome. They're like in a clear case. This one's in a blue. It comes with a clear dust sleeve cover, and they were like great deals. I wanted to almost get all the exclusives that they had at the show. But
and they do really good. It's great quality. Like, this stuff is like...
They're also coming out with... because I was hanging over at that booth for a while. They're coming out with an awesome HDMI Nintendo system. Yeah. He said, I think in like February. And it had like...
Oh, it's that little
one
the little gray one, right? It's a little gray one.
They had it at the
prototype.
show.
They had the
and
prototype.
it like flipped up, and you could put the cart... You could slide the cart in like this, or put Famicom games straight down.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I'll keep an eye out for it, and I'll definitely like to pick
with those
one
types
up.
of systems, you're right. We'll believe it when we see it.
That's all.
They've been working on it for a while.
It's a little bit farther than that other system we won't even name, so.
Yeah. Well, at the Nintendo H booth, I ended up getting this year's 8-bit Christmas. I collect all of these every year.
Ooh la la.
I didn't even see that one out there.
Oh, yeah. So I got my Christmas card, and this is a special board that they make, and basically there's LEDs that run the length of it, and it lights up. It's great for a top loader, and they blink and do different things. And this year's, it's like a 12-second puzzle, almost like WarioWare. So you put it in, you have 12 seconds or a small amount of time to complete the challenge, and then it goes to a new puzzle.
So that's what it is, a puzzle game?
This year's it is.
Oh, okay.
Last year, I want to say it was a Killer Queen type clone, so that big 5 versus 5 arcade machine. They do something different every year. I'm missing the first 2 years, but those cards, I want to say 2008, 2009, they're pushing like 1,000 each.
Wow.
And I can't do it for even a homebrew. I can't pay $1,000 for. But I like picking these up, and I didn't have to pay shipping.
Yeah,
got it
that's
early.
what we saved. Yeah.
I think it was $5 off as well.
Oh,
I think
right
everything.
on.
I think
At the
everything.
show,
was,
yeah.
I think everything was $5 lower than what it was online.
Definitely, if you have a top loader, it's the best to take advantage of that, and looks nice, near the Christmas tree.
The previous year it was really cool because it controls your ROB. You have ROB plugged in, so you could play the game, and it would control your ROB. And instead of doing the normal stack up and normal movements, you'd make him dance, and it plays Christmas music.
Huh.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. How did they even do that?
And Con Games put out The Incident. If you're at the show, you can pick it up about a month early and save $10 also. So this is kind of like
I kept looking at that
How much was that one?
I don't know. I just gave them stacks of money to take.
How the doctor rolls. He just
20s.
It looks like dungeons in the back.
Yeah,
What is that? Was that what that is?
It's kind of like a push platformer.
It has a little robot on the cover. It's hard to see, and he's like in a warehouse. It's kind of creepy.
I also think there's a level editor in it, so it's pretty involved.
Okay.
And I like this guy who programs. He did like Leisure Suit Larry, and he did a port of E.T. So
Yeah, the Leisure Suit Larry, they had that one there.
yeah, that's a good
It
one.
looked
I have
interesting.
that.
It looked sexy.
It's something.
Cool, so I'll just finish showing my stuff off.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
I mean, I got a few more things to knock you out.
So the whole time, I think I really lucked out, man. We got some great friends, and then friends of friends and stuff. So we met one of his buddies who is kind of a partner with him and a buddy of his. His name's Johnny Mano, right? And I don't think he has a channel, but he does have a website, which we'll probably link in the description, right? So to some of the things he does, I think like a podcast and stuff. And so he hooked me up with Mega Man Battle Network. This is complete in box, and for $30, which is a fantastic deal. I pretty much jumped up and down. He's like, seriously? When I asked him how much, and he's like, $30, and I was like,
money.
threw the money at him. And then we got some decals.
Oh, I didn't know you got those. Those are awesome.
Yeah, so
we ended up picking that up at Arcade Works booth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who does the no blinking light win?
Oh, that's right.
Which I purchased, but they're still having trouble to produce them and shipping out. So I
We
should
told
get them
them
in a few
something the
months.
first time we went by, right?
Yeah.
We're like, hey, what's up? What's going on? So anyways, these were 2 for $5.
Yeah.
2 for $5. So it's Mega Man stuff. I kind of like Mega Man. And then
You worked out a deal.
we worked out a deal. So the first night, the show hadn't even started. We had just gotten done setting up. We were all starving. We went and ate dinner at Fathead.
Got the root beer.
And we met up with some Canadian friends, Round 2 Gaming, and then someone that I found out, I think their channel name is Canadian Cartridge.
Yeah.
Canadian Cartridge.
We were there
Okay.
with
The Cartridge Club? Is that what that is?
It was weird. Everyone there's kind of a part of the Cartridge Club, the Book of the Month style game podcast.
Who else was there? I don't want to leave people out. As
There was
long
like
as we
17 of us. There was Curtis from Girlfriend Versus, Eric and Melissa Q Dog were there. The Portlandian showed up.
Stumptown Retro, the Portlandian.
Yeah. You guys, me.
We were there.
Yeah, there was just
And so like
many.
Round 2 Gaming, and then Canadian Cartridge, which I wasn't subscribed to. I know Dean over at Round 2 Gaming, I was too. I don't know about you guys, the rest of the people there. But there was a few other people, and we're sorry if we missed you and you are watching this video. Big time apologies. But anyways, so I'm sitting there, and we're talking about what we're all going to pick up, what we're all going to grab. And I told him, I was like, well, I'm looking for a complete Mega Man 4 and 6, because 5 I will never be able to afford. And he's like, hold on. And he like whispers something over to it, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I've got some stuff I want to trade. Mm-hmm. And so whenever he told me what it was, I was like, oh crap, well, let's see what he says, how much he wants. And then under his breath, I honestly heard him say something like, nothing more than $100. And I was like, whatever, you just heard whatever you wanted to hear. It's like, that's not what he's going to want. So anyways, long story short, the next morning we meet up, and he tells me what I want, really. And he told me that night as well, right?
Yeah, he said he's looking for Demon Crest.
A copy of Demon's Crest.
Super Nintendo, yeah.
And so that same day, we had seen one for $120. And right away, I was like, you know what? $120. If this guy really wants a copy of Demon's Crest, I have no problem paying that for what he's going to give me. So what was originally promised was a box and manual for Mega Man 4 and a box and manual for Mega Man 5, which a lot of people probably don't look into this because of how pricey it is, but this box alone is between $120 and $170 depending on the day, depending on how much a person wants to pay that day. And then on top of that, he was like, you know what? After I bought him Demon's Crest, and he's like, how much did you pay? And I was like, $110. And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to give you these other 2 boxes, and you can maybe find a good home for them or switch out your boxes. So he gave me the box and manual for Mega Man 2 and the box and manual for Mega Man 3. And they got the foamies inside as well. So awesome. That was it. That was like, that's
crazy.
It's nuts. It's insane. Like, it still hasn't sunk in. Once I get home and like I put everything inside and I put them and I stack them up together, it's gonna be like,
thanks, all that purple.
Nerdgasm. Yeah. I got Mega Man, so I'll have the first 5, and then I'll need 6, which that one won't be too hard to find. It's
the easiest.
They had them, yeah. They had them. They had a bunch here, but they were holding price. Nobody was budging. So, anyways, that was the deal for me this weekend. I couldn't be happier with that. I mean,
that's awesome.
And that Mega Man Battle Network, honestly, it's almost $70. So if I really wanted a complete unbox, there was no way that I was going to be paying less than like $50, I would say. Yeah. So to get it for $30, really, really awesome.
That's why I do Universal Game Cases.
Yeah. And for me, since that's going to be like one of the main things that we're collecting for, we're kind of
you collect Mega Man, and
so we're going to do complete unbox for that. And everything else is just like whatever, cartridge or, hopefully pop it in and play it, within the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great, man. And a big ol' shout out to you guys. I'll make sure to link you, especially there, Canadian Cartridge, to your channel.
Cool. So I got a couple more items, not too many. I was on the hunt for a certain couple games, and there was one at the show I ended up slipping before doors even opened because we were allowed in early access.
Two kind of
slipped out in the cracks. I was looking for Frankenstein,
and under both of us, it kind of slipped out under both of us a little bit.
Was it Frankenstein? I think The Monster Returns it's called on NES, and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I was trying to go for kind of like an October theme, Halloween. And the table next to the doctor had a complete in-box one for $70, and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was at $18, and I was like, I was kind of debating
Which, in hindsight, it was pricey.
It was pricey. That's why I would have jumped on it quicker.
Unless they were going to go lower.
And because doors weren't even open yet, there's no haggle room.
No.
Right. The first day, and we're not even open to the public yet.
Yeah.
So
like VIPs, because, VIPs.
So at 9 o'clock, it was VIP access. People that bought pre-reg tickets, I guess.
Oh, was it Saturday?
On Saturday morning,
Saturday
Friday
morning.
Was when we saw.
Yeah, so Friday's day 0, which you have to have the green badge tops to get in. But Saturday, so right before everyone else that pre-registered could come in.
So yeah, they opened doors to them at 9 o'clock. So we were walking around a little bit, and I was kind of like, well, maybe I should grab that. And we went back to it, and he had all the box games out, and there was one missing, and it was the Frankenstein.
There was just one spot. The whole table was still full, and there was one spot missing. And he's like, we were walking by, like, towards the restroom, and he's like, it's gone. And then we walked by, and before you finish, we walked by, and we see Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, And so I see it there, and I'm like, it's $18. I'm going to get it for him. I paid for it because we left for a little bit. I waited. When I went back, it was gone.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm going to get him something else, and my feet are paying for it right now. Because I walked around for 2 hours.
We checked every table for those 2 games, and we couldn't find it. So I was looking at my want list of kind of some other stuff I wanted. And to complete the series, I was looking for Wizards and Warriors 3. Because everyone had 2, and everyone had 1. Almost
Fabio, man. Did. Everybody was like, we got Fabio.
Yeah.
No.
So George ended up coming back, and he had in his hand Wizards and Warriors 3.
It was the only one.
Yeah.
I swear it was the only one. I could promise. I promise.
I'm excited to play it. I never played it before. I enjoyed the other ones.
I'd never even seen the front of it.
And funny enough, on the plane ride over, I read the Wizards and Warriors World of Power Nintendo book.
Yeah. I didn't even know those were a thing.
And now
really cool.
I can't remember the name of that booth. Remember I pointed it out to you? Mm-hmm. So whenever I got it, it was $20, and we got to talking. They had just been to Phoenix for the Game On Expo. Yeah. And then I told him, I went to San Francisco because he said he was from the Bay Area. He's like, you're a Niner fan? I was like, yeah. And he's like, I need to give you some money back. He pulls out his wallet and gives me $5 back. Nice. And so then after that, he remembered me, and he was like, I'll cut you a deal on the Rock Band games. But I was like, no.
Yeah.
So.
And then we were cruising through, and we ended up recognizing Gamester 81, John. Super nice dude, real approachable. So I didn't pick up the game yet, but I did back the game that he's coming out here, Sydney Hunter in the Caverns of Death. I backed this one, and also Justice Beaver. Yep. So we got talking. He actually gave us a little action card of him. But he let me and George listen to the soundtrack for Justice Beaver, and he had like a live band that played it, and then they kind of dumbed it down to like 16-bit music.
Yep.
And it sounded awesome.
And I would like to say that I'm like personally guilty sometimes of like some of these bigger YouTubers of just being like, they seem like non-approachable, they seem like jerks, but man, with that guy, it couldn't have been the opposite. Like, he's
super cool.
We ended up doing like an interview with him a little bit later.
His voice, he was losing his voice, and he asked for an interview, and he was still like, you know what, I'm losing my voice. Do you mind if I come out the table? And we're like, do we mind if you? It's like, dude, thank you so much for doing it. So that was very awesome, very, very cool. As John Hancock was the same thing, right?
Yeah, really, really nice guy.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we had good experiences with that. And then we were chatting with these guys pretty much all 3 days. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I was talking to these guys. They had a really cool setup, and they made their own game from scratch. Got carts made, so they didn't have to like get donor carts and all that. And pretty much built it from the ground up, and it's called Haunted Halloween 85. Pretty much it looks similar to like a River City Ransom, and the whole premise is it's this kid that's in a town, and the town kind of gets haunted or like taken over, and he's trying to, I guess, kill all the zombies and everything. So you go through like the town, you go through the woods, and you see him into an abandoned mall, and he even showed us parts where they go into a movie theater, and you go through like the screen, and when you come out into the lobby, there's actually like movie posters that were out in 1985.
Wow. That's awesome.
And then like you'll go to the concession stand, and it'll have times like Ghostbusters is playing at this time, and the Goonies. And I thought that was really cool.
The screens had like Nintendo and like, inside the actual theater.
So it was really cool. We did a whole interview on the posting on my site about the guys and how they built the game and everything.
And talk about somebody who worked really hard on the game and then was working really hard still. Like, I guess they only had, 50 carts?
Yeah, they were really trying to get it ready for the show. And then they said, I think on like Friday night, they ended up just staying in their hotel and like playing the game together as a team and like beating it.
To be able to,
they haven't done it because they're working
together.
So hard.
But the three of the guys that worked on the game were there just, hustling. We've been using that word all weekend, right? But they were hustling. I think we spoke with them probably about 2.5 hours total. Like the weekend,
going
like
in
the
and out.
most, because they were just, they were just super nice guys. So.
I had them sign the cart too. All 3 guys there.
I got a Magic Eraser for that.
Oh, okay. That'll come right off. But another cool thing too, like on the cart, they made only I think they told me 40 carts exclusive to the show, and it says Portland Retro Gaming Expo actually on the label. It does
say Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
So again, it's like another cool.
So somebody I don't want to name is gonna go have to find one eventually.
Great.
So nice exclusive to have to the collection. I'll definitely be playing it. Never sell it.
That, he's like, And then he's got, I'll never sell it.
I looked at it and I was like, I don't know, it's a little pricey for me. And
it was pricey. That's one thing.
It was pricey, but it's really well made, and I was gonna go back today, but I got so busy in the lack of sleep.
No, I hear you.
And we played through. They played through quite a few levels. I got to.
They fought one of the bosses.
Yeah, he fought one of the bosses, but I played it, and
what was it? Sasquatch.
Yeah, it was Sasquatch. Bigfoot. Yeah,
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You get to fight him. So yeah, that's I think everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking through all this stuff here.
Are you all done with your stuff as well?
Yeah.
That's
cool.
it, I guess. So
that's the wrap up. That's the pickup.
I mean,
of
that's
everything.
not just that's it. Like it's a crap load of stuff. So
you got a ton of Mega Man stuff that you probably don't see every day.
No, Russ got his home brews. Stuff he actually needed for his collection that he had on his list.
Yeah.
And then you got all the awesome I
got a bunch of show stuff and a lot of exclusives
and then that NES game you're going for a complete set anyways, and that's a nice one to add, considering that everything, I'm surprised you still have all your limbs. You don't have to leave something behind from how expensive everything is.
I think it's my second NES game this year, and we're almost in November. I got Totally Rad a couple weeks ago, and
aside from that, thanks Doc and Mrs. Doc for having us over and letting us stay here. I guess we can sum up a little bit. I know we've done it in another video.
Okay, yeah.
We did, but the Doc wasn't there.
With us having 3 channels and stuff.
It was a great experience. And Mrs. Doc asked us if we thought it was worth it, spending the money and coming out here, and I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was excellent, not only just the video game stuff that we were able to grab, but just meeting people, and especially you guys, since we hadn't really met each other. Yeah. And so now maybe it'll be a lot easier to kind of be like, oh yeah, let's go to Portland.
Yeah.
Which Russ is coming 100% next year. I'm not sure yet. So
hopefully I won't miss my flight this year.
Jessica, just kidding.
We've been talking, and we started our YouTube channel about the same time.
We really did. Yeah, we really did.
And
Russ might have been a little bit.
I had a channel, but honestly, I didn't know what I was doing with it. So I would upload a video every 7 months or something.
It was more like your custom car painted.
And then I kind of started watching other people's videos, and I was like, maybe I'll do this more often. So somehow, I came across this George's channel.
So we've just been growing together, kind of.
Yeah, and I think we've been in a
hit 100 about the same time.
Yeah, woo!
There were some times where I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this YouTube thing. But, it definitely kept me on track.
And we got to do a few collaboration videos that kind of helped.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Christmas
and then
video.
Trades, kind of open trades, just like sending packages back and forth.
Yeah,
and so
absolutely.
That kind of helps build a relationship.
It's great having you guys. You can come out anytime.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways,
hope you enjoy the video and watching the pickups, and definitely come out next year. Dates haven't been released, but aim for about third weekend in October. And this year was the largest expo.
That's what they said. We had the most attendance, so we picked a good year to come.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if anybody is going to be watching this, but thanks to Chuck and Rick, those were the 2 that I met for sure in person. If by chance you do happen to watch this, because I know they watch your Portland. I'm pretty sure they watch your videos.
Yeah, they like. I did a good job, they said, on my Portland video.
Yeah, so if you do by chance come across this, thanks for having us and for letting us in, even though he's really crazy and I had to watch him the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
They got media passes. I greased the wheels and made it happen.
Hey, we definitely took a lot of media. I'll have to update the video in the future and leave future links down below if you're watching this a little bit later on, but we're going to have full Portland Retro Gaming Expo videos. That'll probably be a good half hour, 45 minutes of all the stuff that we were doing. There's so much footage, it's probably going to take me a good couple weeks to go through it.
Yeah, for sure. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Take 2 of these and come see him in the morning.
Later, guys.
Yeah!
That's why I noticed the audio wasn't plugged in. No.